So do you ever feel like you have all these ideas, grocery lists, writing ideas, blog posts, and you don't have one place to keep them? Well, today I want to share with you one way that I do that, and it is called the bullet journal. Y'all, it's going to save your life. For years, I have written down my daily tasks in a journal, as well as like sermon notes or ideas, or if I'm reading a book, I'll write down favorite quotes and things like that. But what I didn't do was have one place where I did all of that. I would have like one journal for sermon notes and one journal for ideas, and then a few note cards and a couple of backs of receipts for other things that would come up when I was out and didn't have a journal with me. So the answer to that I have found is a certain note-taking system called the bullet journal. Now, it is not a specific journal. It is an organizational system of journaling. And I didn't come up with it, by the way. It was invented or come up with or created by a guy named Ryder Carroll. On this page, you can find all the links about it so you can learn all about it and create your own bullet journal. Here's the one that I use. It looks like this. I got it at Barnes & Noble. It's lovely. It has, I happen to like the ones with the graph paper inside. I don't know, it's kind of tiny and I write kind of big, so sometimes I take up 2 lines, but it's fine, it's really okay. One of the things that Ryder Carroll talks about in bullet journaling is the indexing, so that you go through and each page has a page number. So I'll write my sermon notes and then I'll index it in the front. And so one of the lines in the index, like a table of contents kind of, says sermon notes. And then every time I write sermon notes, I'll just write the page number, 17, 25, 104, whatever, so that you can always know all my sermon notes are, here's the pages, and I can turn directly to them. Because that's one of the reasons why it's sometimes hard to find things, is because we don't know how to index or find them. So the bullet journal helps with that. Now, some of the ways I use this bullet journal is, like I said before, I do take some sermon notes sometimes in my bullet journal. I will write a Q, a big Q, and then when I'm for quote, and when I'm reading a book and I really like that quote, which I think I might want to use it on Instagram that week, or I might want to use it for the blog, I'll write a big Q, I'll quote it, and P.S., here's a tip you do not want to forget. Anytime you write down a quote, put the page number and the author's name. Why, Emily? Why should I do this? Because when you go to write your book and you find your quote in a bullet journal somewhere down the line, years from now, and you want to quote it, if you don't know who said it or where it's from, you will drive yourself crazy going to the library, going to Barnes & Noble, trying to find that quote because you know that person who said it and it's a perfect quote. Trust me on this. I have looked back over past journals and never put down page numbers or who said something, and I can't use these fantastic quotes. So that's one little tip. So this helps me in my writing in lots of ways. One way is it gets me writing. For example, one thing that I like to practice in the mornings is something that Julia Cameron calls the morning pages. And morning pages are exactly what it is. First thing in the morning, you open up some type of book with pages and you use some type of writing utensil, not a computer, and you just write whatever comes to mind. Sort of, she calls it, it's like you're getting the cobwebs out. And so when you do sit down to write, you've kind of got a little bit of writing out of the way. And so the bullet journal for me can be used for that, to where I sit down and I do a morning page. Another way is everything is in one place. So I'm not spending my time trying to remember which journal did I put that in, or which place did I write down those thoughts on that book I read, or where can I find that quote. Instead, I've got it all with me, and I know exactly where to find it because of my index. And the other thing is I'll bullet point like tasks that I need to do. But if I am at church or waiting in line at the DMV and I have an idea for a blog post, I'll start writing the blog post with my pen in my bullet journal. I used to use my phone for that, but I found that I didn't ever go back to my phone. For some reason, I just forgot to go back to that notes app and look. Every now and then I will. But there's something about pen on paper that for me is grounding and helps me feel like a person. And I need lots of things to help me feel like a person. And so the bullet journal is one of those. So yeah, I will write out, sometimes when it's time to write that blog post, I'll open the journal and I will look at it and I will like type into my, WordPress what I wrote in the journal. Of course, it always, I edit it and stuff, but that's one way. Having paper with me all the time really helps me in my writing. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this bullet journal system helps you out. We have all the links you could possibly need listed below. Let us know what system you use and if this one helps for you. We also will have a link directly to this exact very journal that I use. Hope it helps.